Like, I know who, y'all gonna laugh at me, but I know who King Von is. I know what happened to him, but I never really listened to any of his music. But I heard one of the songs, of course, I heard it because somebody else was playing it, about when he was in jail and the girl was cheating on him and sleeping with. And then I heard the lady verse at the end, and I was just thinking, I was thinking before that, but I was just thinking, it is so much impractical, imbalanced, and non-accountable engagement in people, with people in relationships. It's like people have these unrealistic expectations for other people, and the only reason why they're unrealistic is because you reap what you sow. And so people have these expectations that somebody is going to behave a certain way, and then but they can be like the most foulest and do whatever it is that they want. So I just think about accountability and what's going on in the relationship world out here. um, I need y'all to know, yeah, I'm definitely 2A, but I'm not just 2A. So I don't just bring to the table a 2A presence. My background is psychology, and my undergrad is business. So I bring much more to the table than just 2A, as I'm sure the rest of you all do as well. You are a person. So I'm going to talk about me, because I know when I had my last page, a lot of people just got to know me. And this page is a little bit different, but this component of me I would like to share, and it's just been put on me to share. So I think a lot of times people handle people from their prior experiences or from the frame in the world that they live in. So with that being said, I want to tell you all about me. And my son was talking about it the other day to somebody, but I want to tell you all about me. And I want to tell you all about me for a reason. As it pertains to intimacy and having sex, things of that nature. I was married before, and of course, you all, if you've been following me a little bit, you know I have children. I have majority of my children are adults, and I have a few little children, and I also have 2 grandbabies now. I have a grandgirl and a grandson. But as it pertains to me and intimacy and sex, I have it's been over 8 years, and I had not going on, like, it's over. It was over like 8 years, and I was not intimate with anybody, and not have sex with anybody. So a lot of times people will look at you, or they will look at what they see from other people, and they'll have the expectation that you are the same as other people, when really you doing something different. And I don't want this video to be like, oh, I'm so holy type of thing, even though the scripture tells us to be holy, for I am holy, and holiness without show no man see the Most High. But that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is I really want daughters, women, sisters to spend time learning about virtue, spend time healing. Because what happens is a lot of times women are in, and I'm talking about women right now, but these things pertain to men as well. You're in and out of relationships, and you're swapping demons, and you're swapping dysfunctions, and you're swapping psychological issues, and you're not healing. And so you're bringing all of this, and then you're broken, and then you're mad when it doesn't work. I am of the mindset of heal. So If you want to be in love with somebody, heal so that you can see clearly. Heal so that you can love them appropriately. Heal so that you bring your full self into a relationship. But that's meaty. A lot of people are not responsible enough to heal. So since a lot of people are not responsible enough or accountable enough to heal, and since they're not responsible or accountable, every issue that occurs becomes the other person's fault. Now, I want to talk to you ladies. Why do you have bodies? Why does it take you over and over again to have sex with these different men to realize that he ain't the man? Dear sister, daughter, do you not know you are given insight? You have insight. So you know ahead of time. You know. But a lot of times what happens is you all are feeding demons. You want affection so bad. And so you take that affection through the avenue of sex. And then you're upset after you gave him sex and he doesn't care for you. Men are different. Men are so different. And you want to be in relationships, but you don't want to learn a man. A man is not in love through your vagina. He may like it, but he is not in love. He is not made in love through your vagina. He might be sprung, but he is not in love. And see, you all settle. You settle. You think if you work, that he finna be in love with you through your vagina. But you don't even understand how a man or that man thinks. Because that man already has a certain design in his head of who he wants and what type of person that he wants. And so, in the same way, as a woman, you should have a standard. You should have expectations. I remember some time back, my second to oldest son, we were talking, because I like to put my sons on game, because I had to realize everybody's not like your mom. Everybody don't move. And that's a hard reality to find out, is that, oh, like you taught me to be like this with women, but it's some women that's pretty ratchet. It's some women that's pretty scandalous. And so my son and I were talking one day, and he was talking to me about how he organizes the idea of women in his head. And he was telling me, like, the same way that for football, you have your first round draft pick, your this, that, and the other, and based on their character, based on like different attributes, it'll be if they actually even make the cuts. If they actually even make the cut, for me to even give any kind of attention towards them, like, But a lot of times we as women, we're so freaking shallow or emotional. You don't learn people. You don't take the time to learn. So there's a lot of dysfunction, and it's a lot of dysfunction out here. And it's a lot of, it's just a lot of interactions that are impractical and they're unhealthy. It's a lot of people engaging in emotional sex, and it's not healthy for them. And then later on, they're wondering why this woman is like this or this man is like that, because you were drawn through sex and you're moving backwards. You have not established the foundation with a person. You haven't even learned the people that you are opening up your legs and your body to. I want to talk to you, daughters. Do you know, and I said this before when I had my last page, do you know that every time you lay on your back and you open your legs, your glory is taken. You are administering your glory is being drawn from you, and you are empowering a man. What man are you empowering with your glory? What man are you empowering with your strength? That glory and that empowerment is only supposed to be for your husband. Your husband is the only man that is supposed to humble you. You know why? Your husband is the only man that is supposed to humble you, like go into you and receive your glory, because it is an equal transaction. You empower him and you bestow glory on him, and he give you strength back, and it's an equal transaction. But you all have broken down something holy to something abased and disgusting and animalistic. Understand, your intimacy with a husband, it may seem animalistic, but it ain't animalistic. It's passion. And it is a giving, woman giving of her glory to him, only him. And it empowers, and him imparting his strength. That's why you receive, from a man, you receive strength. That's why a man, if he's lying down with the wrong woman and he's done, he's weak after. But if he's lying down with his wife, who knows her power, when he is done, he may be tired, but he is strong. He is ready. He ready to take on the world. His chest is up. He is empowered. See, y'all lost the fundamentals. Daughters, you've lost your virtue. He had sex, and so then you turn around and you go have sex with somebody. And so you become a hoe because a man doesn't know his value. You turn I would rather that you just leave a man alone, but you're gonna go and become a hoe, and you're gonna go and you're not hurting that man after some man has cheated on you, and then you go and have sex with other men. You're losing your glory. You're losing your virtue. You're not hurting that man, you're hurting yourself. And so it's something, I bring it up, and I bring it up so that you all will know, okay? There's nothing wrong with me. But you check my back. You check my backstory. I was married before, and from the time that marriage ended, it was over 8 years. No, none. It was over 8 years. No, nothing. No, nothing. So we move backwards. You all go and have sex with somebody that you're not even in love with, and they're not in love with you. And then you try to force something to work. So I'm doing this video so that you all will know that there is a real thing called virtue. And there's a lot of people that are speaking about virtue and trying to teach women certain things, but you haven't mastered it yet. Master virtue first. Master purity first. Work on it first, and then speak on it, and then teach about it, and then tell and share. Because sons, because you're moving in your private, because you're moving in your sex-driven nature, you are humbling people that should be your sisters. You are engaging in activities with women, and you're turning your sisters into whores. Listen, a lot of these people are broken, and they haven't picked up their crown yet, and you're turning them into whores, and vice versa. Women, instead of picking up your crown and moving in purity and virtue and being able to restore a man, You can't humble a man. You are moving in seductive, perverse natures that are tearing a man down. It's literally what it is. Because there are women that are man eaters. See, we as women, we have power. We have loving power. We have all type of power. But a lot of the things that we are engaging in are spirits of seduction. Most of you all, if demonic activity was not involved, you wouldn't even know how to engage in pure sex. So a lot of what's happening, you're moving in demonic nature and seductive natures, and you're tearing men down as opposed to building them up. There are women that are man eaters, and we as women, we have power. There are different levels to this thing as a woman, right? And if you know your level, but if you move in a power that is not ordained by the Spirit of the Most High, then you start to move in the power of a man eater, where you put him under you and under your power, as opposed to the man that's chosen for you. And see, that is just a broken woman. A broken woman wants to put a man under her power. Do you hear me say all the time, no, nothing? I don't want a man to be under my power. If there was somebody for my presence, for me, he's going to be strong. He's going to be stronger than me. He's going to be stronger than me, because that is the order. He's also going to know how to keep himself. He's going to have a discipline. Now, why do I want him to have a discipline? So as I was saying before, why would I want a man to have discipline? See, a lot of times it is projected into society that a woman is the only one that is supposed to keep herself, and a man shouldn't have discipline. And I don't believe that. Like, what the freak? I would be in virtue, purity, and then I'm gonna go and be with a thought man. No, I'm not. Like, he needs to value himself as well. I don't want him taking up spirits and then bringing them back and putting those spirits on me. But not only that, for a man to have discipline, I look at it. Everything that I look at is for building a nation. For a man to have discipline, then he has the ability to choose how to build a nation. He has the security, but also I will be able to trust him, because battles and wars, whether they're spiritual wars, like women doing sorcery, witchcraft, voodoo, that kind of stuff comes through relationships. That kind of stuff comes through. And so if a man is not disciplined, he can have a beautiful, virtuous wife, but then he's going and he's laying down with a witch who is cursing him and cursing his household, or cursing his wife and cursing his children. And so for that instance right there, a man must have discipline. Excuse me. Had to clear my throat. For that instance right there, a man must have discipline. But also, even in other scenarios. So what if a man, just like Samson, they use a woman to bring him down? And many men are moving in pride. It's pride. It's, oh, that's not going to happen to me. Oh, what happened to Solomon is not going to happen to me. What happened to Samson is not going to happen to me. I'm a man. But these men were men utilized for learning. And so for me, as a woman, if a man don't have discipline, I'm going to look at him the same way he's looking at a woman that's laying down with a bunch of men. But it's going to be in a kind of a different way. The way I look at you is you have not matured. You have not arisen in your kingship. You have not developed in a level of discipline that could actually preserve a nation and preserve a people. Meaning, your nation, your people, your kingdom, your finance, your wealth can be taken through your penis. And so then you're low level to me. You still a child in some sense, because you're still the ooh Philly and you haven't matured in the spirit realm to no to be able to, because a lot of times it is the first sight and then the physical, and you go. There is no reservation of no. And so the spirit, the spirit of you can be seduced by a strong spirit until you become a man, a strong man that is disciplined. So I say these things because, you know, a lot of times people think that other people do what they do, but I'm not doing what everybody else do. And it's been a while. And it's not a competition, and it's not to be set in pride. All praises to the Most High, but there has to be virtue and chastity somewhere. And even, but a lot of times you men, why would you pick a woman that is what you consider a hoe, and you picked her, and you hold with her, and then you're mad because she's a hoe? You picked that. Stop complaining. You picked a hoe. Now enjoy your hoe. Vice versa, ladies. You pick a man that's a slut, and then you mad because he is slut, because he not just slutting with you. Like, y'all be ambitious in your thoughts. Like, because he was a slut, you think that your stuff is going to stop him from being a slut. It don't work like that. You picked a slut. Enjoy your slut. I'm just saying. No, as opposed to you picking this, doing that. Ladies, put your members, man, put your members under subjection. Learn how to make your body submit. Learn how to, as a woman, your body. No, not just any man should be able to arouse or wake your body up. You shouldn't even, your body shouldn't respond to every man as a woman. Your body should only respond to the man that's for you. So everything get turned on and ready to go for any man that come. Do you know what that is? That's a dog. So it's a literal dog. I have dogs. When my female dogs go into heat, whatever male dog run up in it is gonna get it because she in heat. Sis, you're more than a dog, or are you? You should be more than a dog. Your members under subjection. It shouldn't be any man that you see, or any man, like, they should be able to turn you on or get it. That's designed for your husband. It's built for your husband. Your name, his name should be written on your body, not physical. Don't go get no tattoos. His name should be written. That's mine. Nobody else can have that. Where is the virtue? Where's the purity? It's a lot of crossing lines, crossing codes, friends with friends, men, threesomes, weird, all kind of weird activity going on, and y'all think that stuff is okay. I'm going to say, from the spirit of the Most High, as a child, as a daughter of the Most High, that ain't okay. Now, you all can say under what you worship and what you believe that stuff is okay. It gives you permission. You know, because people like to find things that give them permission to do what it is they like to do anyway. But just because you found a principle to give you permission to feed your demons, that don't mean that it's truth. That don't mean it's from the spirit and the power of the Most High. Doesn't mean that. Daughters, sisters, a man should seek and find you A man should learn how to love you. Learn. Learn. See, because and people say it's like a code when you're hidden. When you're hidden, it's a code. And unfortunately, things have been broken because slavery ragged out women. Slavery made you into meat. You know, how they breed cows, how they breed animals, horses. They liken the Hebrew black Aboriginal woman to a horse for breeding. And so this is why you see majority of our rear ends shaking and open and bent over for all to enter, for everything to enter. So this is why you see so many daughters of Zion, butts up, shaking their booty, legs wide open, not having virtue, because they changed the use of the black Hebrew Aboriginal woman, the mother. They changed the use, and they caused the daughters, the beautiful women, they broke their mind to be breeding. They made them breeding. They made them to be bred as horses are bred. So then there becomes a disconnect from the body and the mind. And so a lot of you are having sex with mindless people. Their body is present, but their mind is no longer present. Now, why would a woman fit that scenario? Because society put her in that box. Because this is what she was bred to be. Many of the daughters, the women, they were raped, sexualized at a very early age. And so they learned their worth was through their sexuality. Men, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to value a woman more than her physical. But society doesn't teach her that. Society, a woman can be brainless, but as long as she got a big booty and her titties is right, she is valued, of high value. So men, you have a responsibility in changing that scenario and changing that script, because this is one reason why daughters are running around getting their butt augmented, getting their breasts augmented, because society has told them your value is in your butt, your thighs, and your breasts. Now, daughters, I spoke to men that they have a responsibility to change the script, but you have a responsibility to become aware that you are more than your butt, more than your thighs, more than your breasts, that something up here is more powerful, and that your mind up here should not be disconnected from your breast and your vagina. It should not be disconnected. You are not a dog. You are not an animal that your body just responds to screw and hoe. No, you're worth more than that. You're greater than that. And so it becomes a reversal that you have to learn your value and your virtue as a woman, because your value is not a hoeing. Actually, you devalue yourself. And many of you are practicing becoming a better hoe and not a better woman. Many of you are even practicing becoming a secret hoe. So you like the scenario of virtue and Hebrew and Aboriginal and church lady, but you still like the attention from being a secret hoe. No, honey, that's not where your value is. You're worth more than your body. You're worth more than that. And until we cross over from that sexualized place to the place of power, there will continually be oppression in our community, because a woman's design is to release oppression. A woman's design is to move in power. I want to talk about Deborah really quick. Deborah in the Bible was a prophetess. And the man who went to battle, he said, I'm not going to battle without you, Deb. I say, Deb, I'm not going to battle without you, Deborah. He wasn't going because this woman sat in so much power. But I want you all to understand something. That woman had a husband at home. And what type of man is he? What type of power was on her life? You can go handle the business. You can go to battle. And I know for a fact, all them men that you want to battle with, they're going to cover you because they respect your life. And none of them is going to touch you because the glory that's on you. None of them is going to bring shame up on you and humble you. See, well, y'all got to understand, it is not glorious as a woman to be humbled by all of these men. You act like it's a badge of honor because I hold him out, I slutted him out, I screwed him, I did. That's not a badge of honor. That's a badge of weakness. Women that hold their virtue are women that carry power. You carry spirit. The woman had to go to battle with them because of the glory that was on her life. She had to go to battle with them. And her husband was at home, no worries, because of the virtue. See, the glory and the power ain't on you when you lack the virtue. You may have an anointing, you may have a revelation for word, but you don't have glory and power when you lack the virtue. So I just want to encourage you all. Like I told you before, it's been a very long time. And not any man would gain access to me. I'm a daughter of the Most High. Not every man should